Hey there, happy Thursday. Thanks for joining me for a craft night with friends. My name's Alyssa from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and it's a time that we can relax and craft together. All right, we are just about done with our seahorse. We just have to do the small S, and then when we finish that tonight, we are going to work on stitching together one of the rows of our quilt as you go process for this ABC quilt. And then tomorrow we'll be doing some free motion quilting. So, all right, that's the plan. Let's get going. All right, everyone, here we are. So we just have that little S to go. So I'm going to get right at it. We got our thread all ready last night, and we're going to do that stem stitch around. So again, I'm going to have the thread go in the direction of the arc. So this is like a downward arc that we're doing here. So my thread is going to be down. And I'm going to go like 2 stitches from my start point and then backwards 1 stitch. And then I can let that loop go from holding the thread downward. So again, we're going to continue with that downward arc. 2 stitches ahead and 1 stitch back. And that's all there is. So we're going to go around this S. Yeah, and then we'll work on some of that quilting today. I'm pretty excited about doing that again. Ooh, these are all kind of ending up a little goofy. Let me just pull on these separate threads once. I gotta make sure all my threads are lined up again here. Being weird. Oh, I should have done, should have used the thread conditioner. That's what I should have done. Help keep it together. Let's just go all the way down with the needle. There, that should help keep it together. All right. In and out. Hey everyone, hope all is going well. I think this is our last nice day for a little while. I think we're down in the 40s again tomorrow. Eee. Ooh, but I did make bone broth today. I'm like halfway done, or maybe 2/3 of the way done. I did 2 batches. The second batch just started to cool. I'm cooling it on the counter first in some containers, and then once it's cool enough to put in the fridge, then I'm putting them into little like ball jars, and gonna put them in the fridge, just probably overnight, so I can like scoop the fat off of the top when it gets that far. And I'm hoping to make some beef beef soup right away from it. Although I made a double batch, so I'm hoping to have some extra too. But I have some beef stew meat thawing, and I'm ready to fill up the fridge with some soup. That would be nice. That time of year. I'm gonna switch directions of how I'm holding my thread now because I have an upward arch now, so my thread is gonna go on top. The rest of this S. Yeah, doing little stitches here for this tight little curve. This blend of green and blue I think is looking really pretty though. Alright, last stitch here. There we go. Now I gotta like do that swoop underneath for that second stitch, just because I need to go up through that same hole without my thread popping out. Quick quick one here, just a little itty bitty one. Tracy, I've just been doing these lives. I do want to start doing some more edited videos again. I do have that Stitch library that's edited for, if you want a quick reference for the different stitches. But otherwise, it's just these lives, or it has been for a while. And yeah, I go through the whole process and group the projects, so you can see all the videos in that process, and we're doing them all live here. Thanks, Nate. Ooh, Alicia says, apparently I'm the only one in the house that thinks pumpkin chili sounds good. I've never had that, but it makes sense, because you have, like, if you do, like, pumpkin chunks, that's kind of like a nice hearty thing. I would think that would go with chili-esque items. That sounds delicious. I should mention that to my parents. They grew some pumpkins this year, and I think we might try and have some for Thanksgiving. Cook some up, and I love when Mom makes chili. It's like the best. But it would be awesome to just like cut up some pumpkin and throw in there too. I'm gonna see about that. That's neat. Oh, Tracy. Tracy meant, do I do my canning videos from beginning to end? I don't, but that'd actually be pretty fun. I should start doing like some vlogs or something where I include that stuff. I mean, this is the first time I've done it this way, so this time I made it in the Instant Pot, which I've never done before, and I literally I had a big soup bone, like a big like beef meat bone, and I just stuck that in there. And then whenever I chop celery and carrots and onions, I always save whatever extras come from there, and I put them in the freezer. So I basically put that big bone in the Instant Pot, filled the rest with, these frozen bits of celery and carrots and onion. And in this last one, it was a whole lot of not chives, but like walking onions. So like lots of those green onions, bits from our garden. And then I put in just like a dollop, like a shush, like that much of apple cider vinegar, and that helps break up the bone. Then I closed it up. Oh, I filled it with water. I filled it as far as you could. There's like a line on the thing that says for pressure cooking, fill up to here, or like the max line. So I filled it up with water to the max line. I hit the soup the soup broth button and just let it be, and I let it depressurize on its own as well. Then I strained it, the broth, into a bunch of bowls, just large bowls, so it could cool on the counter. And now I put them into ball jars and sticking it in the fridge just so the fat can rise to the top. So I'll probably scoop out that fat, and then I think I'll make soup out of that. So, but I also wanted to try just having bone broth in the fridge. Oh, we got like 2 more stitches left here. So like just like, so you can just like warm it up like tea and drink it. I don't know. That kind of freaks my brain out a little bit, but like I want to give that a try because it's supposed to be just like really good for you and everything. So I do want to have, oops, I gotta swoop around back here again. I do want extra for that. That's why I made like 2 batches. I might actually try and do 1 more batch because you can do the bones a few times. So I've already done it twice with the same bone, and I think I'm gonna do it 1 more. I think I can fit in 1 more tonight. I suppose it's however long I want to stay up. But yeah. So far, so good though. It smells good in here. I have one more kind of batch worth of frozen celery and onion stuff, so I'd kind of just like to use it all up. I'm kind of in the use up all the things mode in the kitchen. So I'm kind of keen on doing another one. Oh, Alicia, totally. Oh, the fat's the best part. What do you do? Do you do anything with the fat? Like, do you save it? I usually actually don't bother doing that. Like cooling it and taking off the fat because I'm usually just making it in a soup right away, and I leave it in there. But for this whole like bone broth, like drinking it just as a drink, then I think I want to take the fat gloop out of the top. But I don't know. But the soup I want to actually try and make tomorrow. So I have more carrots and celery that have been sitting in the fridge for ages. Again, I'm trying to use up all the things, and I'm going to chop those all up, and I have some squash to roast, so I might just chop up all the celery, all the carrots I have. Celery I won't roast, but like we can make juice out of it, and then the carrots I might roast the rest and use it all up. That is the plan. Oh, Lynn says I keep my fat. Oh, with the broth. It makes a richer soup in wintertime. To drink, I would take it off. Okay, so maybe I'll have to decide. Well, I guess for now, since I'm just making broth, I'll keep it all the same. I'll put it all in the jars and in the fridge, so all of it will rise to the top. But the stuff that I make the soup with, I'll just leave it all in there. And then the stuff that I decide to just use as drinkable, I'll scoop it off. But I could actually scoop off oh, that's what I'll do. So when I make this soup, I'll scoop off the fat that the ones that are on top of the ones that I'm gonna just keep to drink, and I'll just put that in the soup too. That's what I'll do. I'm not gonna throw any of that away. That's a great idea. That'd probably be really good in like rice or something too, I bet. But yeah, and then I just I'm not quite sure how they last in jars, Tracy, because I always use it up. I do freeze it often. I do have these neat little like silicone ice trays, but the ice trays are big enough that they hold like a cup's worth, so it's like a big cube. I think they're called like soup, like SOUP, super cubes. If you wanted to search on them on Amazon or something, but I usually pour them into there and stick them in the freezer. And then I have like these nice cubes, and I can just bring out a bunch of cubes when I want to make soup. But I think I'm going to actually make soup and that drink. So I don't think I'm going to have any left over. All right, you guys, we got her done. So I think this has turned out just so sweet. All right, I'm going to take this guy off, and I'm going to move right into working on that quilt. I'm really happy about this. It smells so good in here, you guys, with that broth, though. Kind of spent a good part of the day doing that. Actually, I didn't have to do much because, like I said, I've just been saving those vegetables, so I didn't have to cut up anything. I just tossed it in there. I just had to pay attention, and it's with the Instant Pot, so I didn't really have to do anything there. But it's been on the mind today. All right, so we have this guy. What other ones hanging out here? Oh yeah, so we got a few. We got the S R Q. Oh dang, we got a lot actually. P. Oh yeah, I forgot about this guy with the wings, and the O. So all of these need like the back and the batting. We need to pin them all together. I'm gonna do that tomorrow, and then we'll try and quilt some of these. We definitely won't be able to quilt all of these in one day, but they'll be ready to go for maybe next week if we get done early. Although I'm not sure we'll get done early next week. But anyway, they'll be prepped for quilting when we get to that point. So But we will quilt a few of them tomorrow. So we'll pin them all together tomorrow, get them all prepped, and then we can choose which ones we want to do. Because there's like, there might be ideas for a lot of these that are kind of fun. So whatever we come up with an idea for first, we'll do that one. And then we'll work from there. But yay! Another one done, you guys. Next week, we'll be starting the letter T. So that is the turtle. All right. Oh, Alicia says frozen it would last a long time. The broth refrigerated a couple of weeks probably. Oh, that's still a long time. Oh, Cassie definitely thought it was Friday. I know it did feel like that today. All right, so we have 2 here. So I think this ABC one we actually have done, except for we don't have like the sides that I don't know what to do with yet. But anyway, we've done the back binding of both of those already. So this one we don't have to do anything with. We'll set that aside. This is the one that we are working on yet. So we got H, G. This is row number 2. Oh, here, I'm going to push all this out of the way. G with these little floofs. We got F and E and D. So we got them all connected, but now we gotta do the time-consuming part, which is on the back. So see, these guys we have not attached yet, so we still have all those raw edges exposed. This we're gonna fold over and then tuck under, and then we will stitch that down. So let's see how we have 1, 2. Oh, hey, these other 2 are done. Sweet. So don't have to do those 2. So we are going to start fresh on another one here. So I just turned the iron on. We will press this over, and let's get the pins out. We will need some of those. And I do have Zeb right here, this little feller, and we are going to use the Milner's needle. This is like my size, I don't know, 11 Milner's needle. It's long and super thin, so that's what we'll do all our little stitching with. And I got our orange. This is that orange that we've been doing the quilting with. So, all right, got the supplies. Oh, I need the ironing mat. The pressing mat. I can't press directly on this table. That's not gonna work. All right. Oh, the G looks less decorated. Oh, yeah, so the G is actually hand quilted, so that's why it's a little less. We did hand quilting for that one instead. But he's got a lot of fun stuff going on in his body, I think. But yeah, so that's why that one looks a bit different. And all of them will look different because we've been just like playing around with it a lot, more than like what the original was. So it's been kind of fun doing that. All right, so this one's all one fabric, so that'll make it easy. And I think we're preheated here, so let's press this over. We got to do 2 pressings. We got to press it over first, and then we got to tuck it under. Now stand up for that. Okay, so now we have to tuck it under like another 1/4 of an inch and press it. And I'm using that straight line of our seam, like right here, you can see it really well. And then there's one on the other side. I'm using that as my guide. That's what I kind of want to line up this 1/4 inch to. And we'll be able to do that as we stitch too a little bit. I'm just kind of like rolling over the edge. It's a little futzy, but I do think this is the easier way to go than some of the other techniques out there. There we go. Let's give that first bit a press. Ooh, and we're just about halfway here, so little announcement. We are still having our live special, so Any orders of $20 or more in the shop will get a free mystery gift. You don't have to put it in your cart or anything. I just look at the order times. And I'll let that go for about 15 minutes or so after our live as well. So thanks again for joining live, everyone. I appreciate it a ton. Best part of the day, getting to hang out here. All right, I think we got this pretty good. So now before I fiddle with it too much, I'm going to pin it down. Okay, I'm gonna put the needle back in Zeb for a sec because I'm just afraid I'm gonna lose it here while I'm not in that part of the process yet. All right, I'm gonna move our mat. Woo! Dropping it to the floor, I guess. Okay, let's get some of our applique pins out here. Applique pins are just like really, really shorty pins. So they're nice to work with for this sort of thing. I'm gonna just kind of pin little parts of this in place just to mostly make sure that our folded edge doesn't pop out. Oh, Catherine, thank you so much. Catherine says the greeting cards are really cute. So yeah, so our new embroidery of the month, I'm thinking some of you have received it, maybe today. Our new embroidery of the month, which we'll be stitching 2 weeks from now, is our winter panda. And the freebie for this month is a greeting card. Let me see, I think I have those nearby here. Oh yeah. So we have a set of 3 greeting cards, and you'll get one of these. So it'll be random, but you'll get one of these in the kit. So they're like on this nice linen paper, and it's blank on the inside, just like a little winter card, just a kind of a general winter card. If you wanted to send cute cards. Cute cards out. I like the background's a different color from the front. So we got our koala, and we also have all the other ones as embroidery kits too. And then our little grizzly and his little like orange hunter gear. I think that one's kind of cute. And the koala, we've done a lot of koala stuff here, so I like that. And yeah, and then the panda that matches our winter panda embroidery kit. But yeah, there are 2 more embroidery kits. They're not the embroidery of the month, but we did do embroidery kits of these 2 fellers as well. But yeah, I'm really having fun making the cards. So thanks, Catherine. They are fun to do. I'd kind of like to do like a whole big, like real collection of them. That'd be kind of fun. All right, I'm gonna put one more pin in here. I'm not sure I really need one more, but we're doing it. Whew, there, that was hard to get through. Okay, we got a lot of fabric that we're going through here. All right, I'm gonna close that up so it doesn't like spill everywhere. And now I can bring our little milliner's needle back. Let's get our thread, and then I'll get all situated here. So I just need really enough for this length because it's not gonna take up a lot of thread, this stitch. So just like a little bit more than the length here. Just gonna trim. Feeling awkward with this thread already. It's always funny like going from the embroidery floss and embroidery needles to this itty bitty baby thread. Ugh. And it's nails day tomorrow. I gotta get that done. Get it done by myself here on my counter. But it's time. So I'm just wrapping it around the needle, doing a little quilter's knot to get started. Oops. Easy way to make a knot on the end. All right. Let's see. I think how I do this is I hold it this way. I kind of have to grab both sides like this just to get my hand in the right position. And then I'm just going on this bottom edge here from right to left. Yeah, so let's just do it. And I'm, only going through really this back fabric if I can manage it. So I'm just gonna go like from the back through the back and then through our little fold there. I'm gonna go in that spot again. Actually, let's do a knicker knot. This is theoretically a nice secure knot. That's where I go like halfway through with my needle. And then I think I take the thread that's coming from the fabric and I wrap around the back of the needle, and then I take the thread that's coming from the eye of the needle and wrap it around the back of the needle. Oops. Come on, get there. There we go. And then I can pull the needle through. It makes sort of a figure eight. I'm a little twisty though, so it's hard to see. So kind of like a little, I don't know, little goofy knot. There we go. So now let's start stitching. I'm going in basically the same spot, but just in the back of the back fabric. And then I'm going horizontal over and then up through the back fabric and that front fold fabric again. And again, down in the same spot basically, but just in the back fabric. And then up through both the back fabric and the folded. Oh, Farzana, I'm sure I'm not saying that right. Let me know how you want to be pronounced. But we are making an ABC quilt, so we are doing it with the quilt as you go process. Oops, got this guy here. So we're actually quilting our blocks beforehand. We're embroidering cute little animals of the alphabet. These are our penguin and fish designs. So we are stitching them each on their own fabric, then quilting them individually, and now we're attaching them together through the quilt as you go process. And part of that process, oh, I lost my needle here. Lost the thread on the needle. The part of the process is stitching down these little back binding pieces. And we finished our seahorse design today. Embroidering it. We finished this like just a few minutes ago. And instead of getting to the next part of like quilting that and everything, we're going to do that tomorrow. And today we're just chilling and trying to get a little bit more time in on these binding pieces. Because if we let these go for too long, we are going to have so much stitching to do that it's just going to take ages. And you can machine stitch this too, but then you'd see that seam. And I really do actually like this hand stitching aspect of the quilt as you go process. I've never actually finished a quilt yet using quilt as you go. Because the first quilt that I did using that technique of quilting it small pieces first and then assembling them with these little binding pieces is that Splendid Sampler 2 quilt, and we're still way in the process of that quilt, so we'll actually probably finish. I know we'll finish this one before that one. All right, I'm going to remove that first pin. That's our first little applique pin. Again, that was just kind of making sure that holds down the fold as we tucked this under. I sell the patterns for the ABCs. So if you head to my profile, it's penguinandfish.com is my website. And actually, I think from my profile link, there'll be a link directly to the ABC, this ABC Stitch Along. So we've been actually working on this for the whole year, and it'll probably go into spring. It will for sure go into spring of next year. Yeah, we are donating a percentage of sales of the patterns, and we'll be selling this quilt and like via auction, so anyone could possibly get it, and then that will be donated as well to the Minneapolis Crisis Nursery in town here. Ooh, Genesis, love how the seahorse came out. Yeah, I like all the like fun natural colors we used for that one. It's been a while since we've done that. And then on the we do have like general instructions for how we're making the quilt and general sizes and stuff too. There'll be once you get to that page, there'll be like a blog post about it, and there'll be like a history blog post of um, the other blocks that we've done so far. Definitely a long-term project, but it's been really really fun. Oh man, I keep catching the edge there. And you guys, that bone broth that smells so good right now. I wish it turned into soup magically by the time we're done with our uh done with this live stream, because I would so eat a bowl of like beef stew right now. It smells so good. All right, we're definitely gonna finish one of these. It's only 9:03. I wonder if we should start another one. So if we do, so last time we worked on this, I'm like, I don't really want to be in the middle of one of these strips and stop. But then now I'm thinking like, okay, well, if I just got like this far on, the last strip here, this is actually the only one left we have to do right now, um, until we assemble more of these together, which we could do soon again. But I could just like leave it like this and just like take the thread off and put the needle away. I think that would be fine because this would be easy enough to pick up as is. So I guess it wouldn't be that big of a deal to start another row of this, and then just stop in the middle of it when we get done. So I'm here. If anyone's new, I'm here from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Central Time. Just an hour every evening of crafting and stitching and embroidering and experimenting, like whatever we want to give a try at. But we do have some scheduled things, and the first full week, I should say, of a month, we embroider a letter of the alphabet for this project. And then the second week, we embroider the next letter. We're going in order of the alphabet. So that's the first 2 weeks of the month. And the third week, we embroider our embroidery of the month. And then the rest of the weeks, any extra weeks/days, are free days. And we've been doing lots of different things for that. And I take ideas of things to try too. That's always kind of fun. I always feel like I learn a lot on these when we try new things and stuff, which is exciting. I like that. All right. I'm almost up to that next pin. That's nice. We're kind of cruising through this. Okay, let's get this guy out. He's kind of getting in my way. And we'll finish up this little binding. This is kind of fun because it gets me, like, it allows me to, like, get that fun feel of doing a binding of a quilt kind of in the middle. I know to some people that would be horrifying. The people who don't like doing bindings, but I always find that just relaxing, this little hand stitching time. And I like, in particular, this stitch. It just, I don't know, relaxing. All right, getting there. All right, and then we have the one more. That's pretty dang good. I was thinking we'd have so many of these little binding pieces left, but this is kind of a good time to do that on weeks where we finish the embroidery a little early and we need to fill time and make progress. This is like this is the perfect project for that. So that also means we got to get sewing some more of these together. And actually, now I'm wondering if we shouldn't even just do that tomorrow, because we have a lot that are ready. Oh, actually, do we have enough for the next row? Okay, this goes through H, I, J, K, L, M. We must have up to the monkey. Yeah, we do. So technically, we could start prepping another row of these. Maybe we should do that instead of quilting. Then we'd at least have like the next part available to stitch together. That may be better. We'll have a ton of stuff to quilt though at some point. But it's good to, I think it'll be good to have this little like standby project at the ready. And right now, if we finish this next row, we're not going to have it at the ready. So I don't know. Do you guys feel okay with that? Like not quilting tomorrow and instead trimming down blocks I through M and starting to sew the bindings together. I think that might be, yeah, like I said, I think that's probably more productive for us to have like these little stitchable things available for when we have a few minutes left and want to put some time in it, because every minute put into this is going to be make it further along. All right, I'm going to do that knicker knot here at the end again, and then we're good to go here. There we go. There's that figure 8 that you can kind of see when you make that knicker knot. All right, and I'm just going to come out the side, and that's done. We have just enough, a little bit of thread left. A little trim. Okay. Yay, so we have the first 3 done there, and just this one more to go. So let's get the iron heated up again. I'm sure it's warm enough, and we'll get this one folded over. This really goes quick, like stitching these little lines. Once you get cracking at it. So this one I sewed the seam allowance over. I might actually just squish it back up here. It'll be easier to stitch before folding it over. A little weird, but that's okay. So some of these binding pieces we combined, or sashing pieces I combined with a bunch, like a couple different fabrics, just to have that patchwork vibe. Because we're doing that on the front as well. And I'm also using kind of like recycled fabric, not recycled, but like stuff that I had on hand, and not all of them were large enough for this entire length. All right, here's the bit of folding it under, and it's trying to come apart at that seam a little bit, so we need to get that. Oh, Catherine says, I like prepping and trimming to quilt. I love the creativity you have for each block when you quilt them. Oh, fun. Prepping and trimming to quilt, so doing the quilting and not assembling this. We are kind of getting backlogged on the quilting, so that might still be good. Good idea to move forward on that. All right, got the first part kind of folded over here. Give that a press. I'm using that seam as my guide again. All right, and this part's a little tricky. That's where that seam is. I don't want to pull apart the stitches anymore. Kind of holding that in place. Let's press that maybe before I get too much further. Press this iron here. All right, does that look even all the way across? That's another question. I think I got a little bit big here. Fix this a little bit. I gotta set the iron down to do that. All right. This one's a little difficult. I think it's because I'm sitting down while doing this before I was standing up. So I'm back to standing. Rolling that under a little bit more. All right, I think that looks good. Get it to about there again. And we'll flip the second part. This is all tucked under enough. Here. Well, I think that's the best it's gonna get. So let's get that and pin it in place and get it done. All right. I have the 3 pins from, I can pick them up. There we go. The 3 pins from the last binding piece. I want to definitely get close to here, but I think I gotta get this top too. Whew, it's just wanting to come apart here. I gotta get that pinned down quick. Can't pick up the pins. There we go. Let's get right below it, maybe. Right. Oops, I did that one in the wrong direction. Oh well. Hopefully I don't poke myself. And one more, a little lower. This fabric is a little stiff, so it's not wanting to stay tucked under either. There we go. I think this was actually sample fabric from this fabric collection. All right, so let's get, again, I need about the length that I'm doing here plus a hair extra. And grab my needle again. And we're good to go. So we have 15 minutes or so left here. We can see how far we get along this edge. I'm definitely going to leave the pins in place because this one's a little tricky. Okay, we're ready. I'm going to come up through the side again here. That first position, and we'll do the knicker-knack then. I'm trying to cover up that stitch line too, so if it looks like it's too visible, I'm going to try and pull this top thread or the top binding piece. Oops, wait, I need to leave it in there. There we go. Now it's kind of pulled into place. Ooh, gosh, it almost sounded like I broke thread. All right, let's get comfy. There we are, and back to stitching. Kind of cool if we got this done. Then all of these binding pieces would be done at that point. But I think we'll have a little bit ways to go on this guy, which is fine. We'll leave him unfinished. Then that will allow us to have, if we have time, some other time finishing something else up. We'll be able to pick this up and add a few more stitches to it. But yeah, we can get all the quilting stuff out and do some quilting tomorrow. We are getting behind in that a little bit. We've been spending so much time like adding fun extra things to the embroideries that it's been taking the whole week. And I've been kind of in and out days here and there too. So more limited on our time that we were quilting. We'll get back at it. All right, that first in. Grab him. There we go. Wherever we end, I'll probably throw a pin just because I don't want it coming untucked. Uh-oh, getting caught on the end again. Oh, lost my needle too, sheesh. All right, let's thread that again. And smelling all that broth here though is really making me want soup bad. I'm not gonna have it till at least tomorrow. So sad. All that prep though, that takes time. It's gonna be yummy though. That's for sure. It's gonna be kind of like refrigerator soup basically. Just cleaning out whatever onions and that we have cut up and all that other stuff. Carrots and stuff, just whatever's in the fridge is gonna be going into this beef stew tomorrow. We're kind of cruising. We might actually get done next 10 minutes. One last reminder that we're having our live special. So if you spend $20 or more in the shop, I'll throw in a free mystery gift. Pretty excited to start that embroidery of the month. I think it's actually going to take a little longer than I think it's going to because there's all those French knots and satin stitch and stuff. I think it'll still take us just the week, but I don't think we'll get done early with that one. All right, we're coming to this next pin, but I'm gonna try and do a few more stitches because this is the one that's over the seam. And I think it's gonna be a little cranky for us. Like, not gonna wanna stay. Just wanna be prepped for that. Right, oof, take that out. Put my thumb on that seam so it doesn't just pop out. Kind of hoping I got enough thread here. It feels shorter than what. Well, yeah, I think we have enough. I think I'm just farther along than I thought, actually. Right here is where it's getting untucked, kind of funny, but we'll get up there. Let's get past the seam first. Or worry about too much about that. So I'm gonna try and get, since the seam is kind of coming undone a little bit, I'm gonna go on this side, like on the green side, and then I'm gonna make a really little stitch and come up on the red side as well. So I'm getting like both both of these like locked down basically, both sides. Yeah. Good. Do a stitch and then let me see if I need to like tuck this other edge down under. Well, at this point I think we're gonna finish this, so that's swell. Wasn't expecting that at all, but like yeah, we're all the way at the end here just about. So cool. That means row number 2 is completely finished. So yeah, so we'll get quilting tomorrow, and when we can, another free time, we should sew together the next row. If we get 2 rows that are this far, the first row doesn't count because I'm not actually done with that. I don't have the corner blocks. But the next row underneath this one, if we get that row completed like this, then we could try doing the long binding strip that holds those 2 rows together. I haven't done that yet, so that would be kind of fun to figure out. The quilt's like magically coming together. We may do a whole border on this thing yet too, so we'll just see how big this ends up being. The border would have to be quilt as you go though too, so we'd have to like cut some weird skinny rectangle and quilt it, and then like cut it straight magically somehow, and then attach it. So that whole process seems, I don't know, have not done that before, but you know, might be cute with a border a little bit bigger. I think this will be a good baby size, though. A little bit bigger than baby size, but not like a twin or anything like that. Like lap size, I suppose, if we didn't do a border. We'll have to see. All right. Man, we even have time left. Dang, we sped through this. This is great. So some days you get in the groove, and some days you just don't. But no, we got cranking on this today. Liking that. Nice to have days like that. I mean, we were embroidering it on the seahorse yet today, so we didn't even start this right away and got 2 done. That is great. All right, I'm doing my little knicker knot at the end here. I have enough thread to do that. Around the bend. Okay, tuck it under. There we go. Put my needle away. All right. So we have the back of this guy done. So all of our little binding strips are attached. And again, these are to cover up the raw edges from making these blocks. So it covers up the piece, this like basically raw edge here. So we sewed that strip on the front, had those raw edges on the back, and then we covered it up with these binding pieces. So here's row 2. Completely done, and let's just see if I might zoom you guys out here for a sec, so bear with me, don't get seasick. But there we go, and I got the little, my other camera going here, but I just wanted to show, here's, this will be kind of difficult to see on TikTok, oh, you might a little bit, but here's the first row. So that will go like so, and then we'll have that color strip on, you know, just like this, we'll have that like one long strip this way too. So it is starting to assemble itself, so that's nice. And it's looking cute, and I think this like light color, you have the pops of color within these little border pieces, kind of patchworky, and then you go to like the color in the pieces itself. So I think it's looking really nice. So, all right, you guys. Okay, so that is it for tonight. And remember, we started by finishing up our little seahorse. So I'll photograph that, and we'll get it up on the blog as another finished design. So I'm pretty happy about that. Next week, oh, we still have Friday. So tomorrow, I think, yeah, we'll prep these the unfinished pieces, or the like ungrouped pieces, unsandwiched pieces. There we go. That we need the backing and the batting. We'll pin those all together. I think what was it? We had like 5 of them, at least 5 to do that. So we'll do that with all of them, and we'll start quilting. We'll see which one is talking to us and what it wants for a design, and we'll free motion quilt tomorrow on the home machine. So excited about that. It's been a while. I'll have to get in the groove again for that. But awesome. So thank you guys again. I will let that live special go for another 15 minutes or so. That's order $20 or more in the shop, and I will get you a free mystery gift in your order. So thanks again, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Good night.